You're listening to real conversations with real people about business and branding. This is The Sheba Show on the Creative AF Divine Flow. In this episode of The Sheba Show, I visit the First Source Adjuster School to chat with LeCreame Simpson-Jinks, one of the owners of this insurance adjuster school that's making an impact in Houston. She's got tons of great info and lots of tips, so let's get into the episode right now. Well, hey guys, and welcome back to The Sheba Show. This is our second episode, and I am here with Mrs. LeCreame Simpson-Jinks.
Yes.
She is a remarkable entrepreneur, a business owner, and mother, and she has allowed me to come to her home today. And this is amazing. And so I'm going to get to talk to her about her business and her background, and she's going to give you guys some information that's going to really help you with your business.
Yes.
So welcome to the Sheba Show, LeCreame.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're welcome. I'm so excited about this because I really get to talk to business owners and I get to share the truth about entrepreneurship and business with the listeners.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur, it took me a long time to figure out how to do this because it is not easy. Okay. So really, that's what the show is about. So I really appreciate you for letting me kind of into your business and be a little bit nosy. Because that's really what it is. I'm like, well, tell me what you did. I want to know how it was for you so I can tell it to these people. So introduce yourself and give us a little bit of your background and tell us how you got started in entrepreneurship or in the business world.
Okay, gotcha. So my name is LeCreame Simpson-Jinks, as you mentioned, married, 14 years married, 15 years together with my husband, Donald, that I love, who I also work in the businesses with every day, all day. Day in and day out.
Like? Oh my goodness.
Day in and day out. Actually, I love it. We love it. I think we're kind of used to each other now at this point, to the point where if we didn't do what we do the way we do it, we probably would run amok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're used to that type of cohesion.
Okay.
And it works for us. We ride to work together. We share an office together. We are in the office together all day. So it works. I am a mom. I have 3 children. We're a blended family, so we do have children outside of the household as well. They are actually in Georgia.
Okay.
My husband actually has older kids, 30, 21 in September, and 18 right now. So we are a big blended family.
Absolutely.
And military veteran.
Okay.
Army veteran, and just overall fashion lover, interior designer, fun-loving, bubbly person who actually got into entrepreneurial. My journey really started on a fluke.
Okay.
I wanted money and I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to own my own time. Because people always say, what is your why? I mean, I have to be honest. Like, I don't like to mislead people. My why wasn't like, oh, let me get out here and help people. I don't want to lie. It was not that for me. It was, I want to own my own time. I want to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it.
Yeah.
And that kind of took me down a road of figuring my purpose. I need to figure out my purpose.
It kind of sounds like a very similar situation to what I experienced.
And then with that, I just kind of started to stumble into businesses that I was able to grow into 6 figures, each one that I touched. And a lot of times it was so funny. I was listening to Cardi B. She did like a really quick video and she says, hey, I'm successful because I'm a hustler. I don't care how much money I make or how successful I become. I keep hustling. I keep working like I don't have it.
Yes.
And that's why I keep getting the deals. I keep getting all these different things that I'm getting. So I'm a busy woman and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being busy.
I love that. And I really resonate with what you said because even though, yes, I'm here to serve my Black brothers and sisters in business, my primary reason for becoming an entrepreneur was because I didn't want to have to clock in anywhere. And also, I kept getting fired. Like, respectfully, I would try to go to work.
She said I
did because I couldn't be on time.
Oh, you have that problem,
girl.
Oh, no.
Yes.
We can relate for real.
So it was just
But I'm always on time for the money, though.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Most
not
of the
late
money.
for my stuff now.
Yes.
But when it came to them, I was like, you want me to be there at 6:30? What?
Yes.
I'll be there at 6:38.
Ish.
And they're like,
Ish.
that's late. I just couldn't understand that there was
Yeah.
no flexibility.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How do you feel in your business with any staff members that you may have coming in late?
Oh, it's very much
Prohibited.
a trigger, but I understand it. And the thing is like a lot of people who work with me are creatives. So I might bring in a photographer. I might bring in a graphic designer. So I kind of expect some inability to be like, you know, super straight. But I also work with them for training on how to do business as a creative because we have to show up. And this is something that I talked about in the last episode. It's like, you have to be able to be on time to the set.
Because time is money.
Yes. Like,
Period.
let's say we have a $15,000 contract. You know, you talked about doing a commercial. What if we get booked to do a commercial? And I'm like, hey, we're starting at such and such time. Call time. Everyone's going to be here. And then you show up 30 minutes late because you were looking at the clouds. Like, that's not going to work.
Wait, not the cloud. And it's a reflection on you.
Exactly.
They don't care about whoever. Your name is the brand that has booked this commercial.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think there's a place for it, but at the same time, you do have to show up when you need to show up.
I'm horrible because there's no place for it for me. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm a stickler for time because it's my business. You know what I mean? I am on time for work, and younger me, horrible. Yes. Always late to work. Horrible. Older me, little bit better understanding.
Yeah.
Now, this me, entrepreneurial me, no, we have to be on time.
Yeah. So how many people have you fired for tardiness?
Oh,
all of them?
a lot. A lot. And I stand on it. My policies and procedures are really cut and dry. And this is why, because when you allow leniency in one area, guess what? People will take that leniency into other areas, into dress code, into policy, into food at the desk, into gum when you're talking to customers. And we service all nationalities.
Oh, yeah.
So you and you're a representation of not only myself, of Donald, you're at the front. You're a brand. You're part of a brand. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of you.
So what kind of business specifically do you have that customers are coming into the storefront, or your employees are front facing with them?
Gotcha. So First Source Adjuster School is a school. It's a facility.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
yes. So when we're in trainings, you're constantly dealing with students. And then when people are just thinking about the course and they may potentially want to register, they may pop in to ask questions. So we have a front lobby, and in this front lobby, there are career counselors that help people. And so no matter if you're on the phone or if you're in person, there's a certain etiquette that I require.
Absolutely. So that is not the type of job that I would ever hire a creative individual to do. There are types of people who are really good in those positions. Like, I think I have like maybe a duality that allows me to be really good in those positions, but then also to be creative. So it takes a special type of individual. So let me backtrack a little bit and ask you, what was one of the biggest hurdles that you had to jump over in your industry, especially as a woman, like doing the adjuster school? Or any, if it's
just
not.
business. Yeah. So I honestly, for the adjuster school, I don't really think I encountered any huge
it was
hurdles.
easy breezy?
My life is easy because, you know, and I tell people this because I think people make things hard. You know what I mean? It was the difficult part of it all was just the rejection, but I can take rejection. You know what I mean? I'm not a person who, and now I cried. You know, don't get me wrong. I had to cry it out because I'm like, is this for me, God? Yeah. Should I be doing this? Because this is like the third or fourth time they've told me no. You know, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to figure out something. Yeah. So I'm working claims at the time, right? So I'm working claims, and then while I'm working claims, I find out that all of our stuff has been approved back here in Texas, and we're somewhere in another state. Okay. I was like, oh, let me pack it up. I'm ready to go home, right? But I stayed the course, and when I got home, we started to focus on actually putting the courses together and putting a plan together, and we started the classes.
While I was at First Source, LeCreame gave me a tour of the facilities, and we talked about the difference between training at a school like hers or through an insurance agency. It's important to note that First Source is state certified, and they provide quality training whether online or at the campus. Let's hear what LeCreame has to say about the differences. So LeCreame, we're here now at the First Source Adjuster School. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what sets First Source apart from maybe learning the process through an insurance company?
Well, First Source is definitely what we consider family. So once you do come through this training program, this is like you're part of one big happy family. And this family is here to help. This family is here to nurture and help you grow. Whereas usually when you go with a larger agency, you're pretty much just the disposable person that they can use at their disposal, and then from there move on to the next person. So our trainings are really intricate in making sure that we focus on making sure we deliver it in a way that it's understood, in a way that you can actually attain and maintain the information and grow with it. And then from there, just making sure that even if you have questions a month later, a year later, there's someone there or a resource there so that you can, call back and basically get more information if needed. So in the event you actually go through an agency, most of the time, or sometimes those agencies can take ownership of that license. So if you do decide to leave the company, you leave without it.
I finished my tour of the school with a look at the fully stocked break room. You guys, they have put so much effort into making sure that students are comfortable at First Source Adjuster School. I also had a chance to sneak into a classroom while a safety course was taking place before I rounded out with a stop by LeCreame's office to see where the magic happens. We've got a lot more to talk about, so let's get back into the episode with LeCreame Simpson-Jinks of First Source Adjuster School.
So here's the difference. So if I am working, and I'm going to do some schooling right here.
Okay.
If I'm working as a staff adjuster, that means someone else usually owns my license, right? Mm-hmm. So if I come in and they help or facilitate me to be licensed, that means that license is usually the company's, right? And with some companies, if I decide to leave, I don't own that anymore, right? So if I wanted to do work outside of, let's just say, Allstate, right? I'm just going to throw out a name. And I have obtained everything through them. When I leave, a lot of times I may not be able to leave with all of those certifications and licenses that I have through Allstate, right? Yeah. Because they paid for it. They, nurtured that, right? Now I'll leave with my knowledge, but the actual license, I may not.
Oh.
So if you're an independent, right, this independent opportunity allows you to take the courses and decide where you want to go with your license, where you would like to work, what type of claims you would like to do. So for me, I always tell a person, get your license, no matter how you get it, right? Because even if you decide to take on an opportunity, nothing guarantees you to stay there. But coming through a training program like what we offer allows people that are looking for work to get an upper hand because they have a license, they have training, they know how to do the work. Mm-hmm. And companies look forward to having adjusters like that. And so we work with companies heavily on just what are your needs?
Yeah.
So we try and bridge those gaps for the students. So, hey, let us train you on what they need. So when you're done, you can go and be exactly what they need and they'll be able to put you right in and get you going.
So tell me, having done this several times, give me a feel-good story for one of your students.
Oh, don't make me cry, because I have several. I have too many, really. Okay, so this one is a short one, then I'm going to tell another one. Okay. And for me, it's all about the feel-good stories. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm going and that the business has been operating for 11 years, I've seen a lot, right? Encountered a lot. But one of the things that really did it for me was, I guess a young lady came through the course and, they don't always tell us. They tell their peers what's going on with them. And so she had a lot going on, just in her personal life. And so she wanted to take some additional trainings, could not afford it. Right. And she, I guess, had the conversation with them. And so during graduation, because we actually have a graduation ceremony where we invite guests and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah. So during the ceremony, one of the students gifted her all of the additional classes. So she paid.
So they're like a family.
Yes, it's definitely like a family there with us. And then another individual, he did something similar. He owned a funeral home. So through his funeral home, he gifted her a computer. He gifted this is another lady, because in her intro, because every class we have, everyone introduces themselves and kind of tells their background, where they come from, how they heard about us. And so she kind of, usually people don't disclose that much of their personal business, but she did. And so by day 3, he had bought her a computer, a backpack full of all of the essential supplies and everything. But this one was the one that really did it, and I'll never forget it.
Okay.
This guy emailed us. So he was in class. We never knew it, right? We never knew anything. He emailed back and he said, I was homeless. I was living in my van when I was taking that class. I spent my last to take that class. Thank you for the opportunity. He kept saying thank you. Fast forward, He says, hey, now I have my children back in my care. I was able to purchase a property. Now I'm able to purchase other properties.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to do so many other things that I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
So those types of stories for me, they make my day.
You know, I think I did share with you that I recently met someone who does this type of work.
Yeah, I think you did tell me that.
I was blown away by, first of all, how she said how many months per year she actually works, but really like the money that's in this. So, I mean, if you guys are looking for a new career and you're not sure what to choose, maybe you should check this out, because how long does it take?
And this is it. It's an ease of entry.
Okay.
Who doesn't have 2 weeks?
Oh, get out of here.
Yes. Who doesn't have 2
I'm
weeks?
about to send my whole entire family.
Yes. Who doesn't have 2 weeks? And then just depending. So here's another helpful piece to help people. If you're 18 to 24, we have different incentives that it could actually be comped, scholarshiped through different nonprofits that we are working with. And if you have a disability or a disabled veteran, so let me back up. If you have a disability, meaning you're not military, or you are a disabled veteran, there are different scholarships that would possibly be available for them as well.
Wow.
So there are different things out there to help, because right now it's like a financial crisis for people. They want to do better, but the money, you know, you have to invest in yourself and you don't always have it.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because I feel like, especially for entrepreneurs, there are so many of us who are like, I really want to scale and I really want to do this and that. But we just don't have like the money for a mentor or just a little bit of money if we just need a little bit of help. So I really appreciate you saying that and being a source of support for people who are looking to do something different and maybe start a new career.
And here's the thing, though, and this is just from an entrepreneurial side, not necessarily the school, scaling.
Yeah.
Scaling for business owners, I often see, because I help a lot of business startups. I do a lot of mentoring in that area. It is usually a fear factor.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
When I started working in the millions, or when I started to look at purchasing things that were in the millions, I was frightened. Because I'm like, oh my God, nobody in my family, we don't. Millions?
Yeah.
Your business making millions? You're like, it was scary to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
So when I really started to accepting that this is where I'm supposed to be, this is supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Different thing. Because when we walk in a different confidence, I can walk in this room. You can't tell me that it's not mine.
Yeah.
Right. You can't tell me that I can't have it. And maybe I can't have this, but maybe that one might be mine.
Yeah.
Right. So scaling up, a lot of times, I think fear stops us. And I'm really not a fearful person. But when I started to see different things happening that I never really thought would happen, because I never got into this to make that kind of money.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to have to do anything for anybody else.
Yeah.
But then when it started to kind of catapult into different areas.
Yeah.
And then when I talk to people and they talk about scaling.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Scaling is not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely.
People say, okay, I want to scale up, but you don't have anybody else. You can't scale up alone. I'm just going to be honest. It's too difficult.
Absolutely.
It is too, because you can't do everything yourself. If you're doing flyers and marketing, something else is slacking.
Yeah.
If you're out in the field and someone's not answering your phone calls.
Yeah.
If you're doing on a phone, someone's not checking emails.
Absolutely.
So it's just so much that you have to consider. So then now they're saying, okay, AI, all these different things that can help. Yeah, it can help, but nothing is like
a
you.
Team.
Nothing is like you. Nothing is like the people that you put in place to do things on your behalf or on behalf of the business.
Yeah.
So scaling is definitely hard when you are the worker bee.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard.
So let me ask you, and I asked Carla, which was the person that I interviewed in the last episode, the same kind of question. Well, actually, she just sort of answered it. But what do you look for, aside from, I guess, customer service skills? What kind of soft skills do you look for in the people that you put on your team?
Oh, goodness. So here's a good one. So first of all, I was really, really concerned about, well, it's always a concern of mine, hiring. When you walk into my office door, I'm going to do a once over. So that's the first thing I'm going to look at, because a lot of our younger generations, people coming in, the etiquette of dressing for success, or the etiquette of coming in business casual, it's out the window.
Yeah.
So when I see you in Crocs, like, I've seen some crazy stuff. Almost to the point where I know you weren't coming for an interview. You must have been lost.
Not Crocs.
First of all, I hate them though, but I mean, nothing against Crocs, but it's just like, my kids love them. I cannot stand them. But, you know, she came in Crocs. Or you'll have people that are timid.
Yeah.
I don't do well with timid, because I want to be able to laugh and joke with you and correct you.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want the lines to be blurred. So in that interview, I'm asking certain questions. I'm seeing how you answer me. If you get too friendly and girl me, that's a problem already.
Yeah.
Because now I know we can be friendly. We got that down. But the lines will be blurred when I try to correct you if you're tardy.
Yeah.
Or if you're out of dress code, right?
I am scared of you.
Or if you come in here with nose rings, and these are things that you can't, like all that, you can't do that.
With the
hook and all, no. All that up here and color, hair, no.
Yeah.
So the first thing usually for me is the physical.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm really groomed. I'm really into that. I'm also really, really paying attention to, are you fatigued? Like how you know, what is your appearance really giving me?
Did you get turned up last night?
Too turned up. Yeah, because you're going to do that again.
A bit of vodka on you.
Yeah, you're going to do that again. And
Absolutely.
even if it's not the alcohol or anything, because they will come smelling like drugs too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get all kind of things. Yeah. I will be honest.
You know, I don't think people realize that you can still smell marijuana after you've sprayed, like with a Calgon or whatever.
Whatever you spray.
You can still smell it.
My nose is sensitive.
You can still smell
I smell it. So when you
Like-
sit in front of me and and one lady, it was so funny. I asked her, I said, "Are you high?" She said, "Yes." She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay. Can I get you to come to the front with me?" Because see, here's the issue. I've actually had two ladies I've had to get rid of that way. But one, she walked back in from lunch where students was in the room, and you could smell it going through the hallway.
No.
Never. And that was the first. And see, in the interview, I'm meeting your representative.
Yeah.
So nothing in the interview is telling me this is what I'm about to encounter.
Yeah.
So as soon as I start to see things, I start documenting, because again, I'm going to follow all of my HR protocols.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start documenting. I'm going to have the counselings. I'm going to do all those different things. So when I do have to release you, and some things are immediate termination.
Yeah.
That's an immediate termination situation. But other things, I have to put the paperwork on you and so forth. But things that I look for, it's going to be appearance, then it's going to be the fatigue, and then it's going to be how you answer my questions. Because I'm going to ask questions just to see how comfortable you get and so forth. Because you'll get comfortable with me, then you'll get comfortable with the students. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable with them, but too personable is a problem.
Yeah.
So we want them to be comfortable because people shop where they're comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But too comfortable is almost like,
where's the professional?
Yes. And this is the thing. We're Black owned business.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. Doesn't carry over well, because someone's going to say, "Oh," right?
That's why I don't do anything in private for Black people.
Because this is so no, cut it out.
I respect
Don't
that
even do
fully.
it. We can laugh and joke and all that, but that's, we need to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. What are your top 5 tips or things you would put in a business building toolkit?
First thing is team. Like, you do need a good team. That's going to be an important thing, because your thoughts, your vision can only go so far. I put people around me that can make things happen.
Yeah.
If I put you around me and I watch you for 90 days, maybe 180 days, and I see that you can't make anything happen, I don't have a need. I'm past the point of
and then you got fired.
Yeah, I'm past the point of bringing in, because in my early days, I brought people in and I poured in and mimic exactly this, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm past that. Now I need people that can come in and bring creative ideas to me.
Yeah.
I don't need to give you everything to execute. Now you need to bring things to me to execute. If not, then, because now people want to command, pay rates that honestly are not even suitable for what their skill set is.
Yeah.
You come in and you want, XYZ dollars, and you can't send an email. So things like that for me, I pay close attention to, and I 90 days, let me take a look at you.
Yeah.
And then, the mask starts to come off and you start to get a little comfortable and, so forth. And then I start to really see what I have.
Yeah.
Because I'll give anybody, 30 to 90 days, 180, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But first thing is in the package is my team.
Okay.
The next thing I'm definitely going to put in a package is you need documentation.
Okay.
On everything. Like, you need to get books. You need to get your policies and procedure books. You need all of your paperwork, because if you ever have issues with people, you have to be able to go to your documents, because if a person wants to sue you, if anything gets legal, you need your paperwork in order. You also, if you're a person that takes payments, don't live and die with PayPal and things like that.
Okay.
And Cash App. Like, let's get out of that.
Yeah.
If you're a business, like, that also gives you validation, right?
Yeah.
Let's look into merchant services.
Yeah.
I always tell a person, if you're going to do business, like, you should be paying a person with a payroll service. and you should be using some type of merchant service to collect money.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's not going to start off. I didn't start off with this.
Yeah.
I started off with PayPal. I'm taking a jab at it because it was me. Right? Even though I paid people in payroll for real, I had a payroll, but as far as taking payments, that's what I did. I didn't know anything else, right? So I did what I knew, and I did what was convenient. And then obviously as my business grew, I was able to scale up, right? I moved up from PayPal to merchant services and different things of that nature. So those things for sure. And then I also would tell a person, you definitely want to have creatives. I know I said team, but sometimes you need people outside of your team that you have. I have people that do things for me that don't ever come into my office.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like,
absolutely.
Hey, I need you to go and research all these RFPs for me and see, what's going to be a good fit for us. Can you review this? Can you do this? Mark out my deadlines, people that can help you in that way.
Yeah.
And then I think my last thing that I would put in a toolkit is, I think that person that is running the show needs to have good energy and a good personality. So you gotta come with, because you set the tone.
Yeah.
If you're coming in every day, all that, you're fatigued, you're barely making it. That's what you're giving your team.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give that to people.
Yeah.
So my thing is, and my team will tell you, if they walk by me or if I walk by them and they're on the phone, I do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, you should be smiling while you're talking to the customers.
Yeah.
Because I feel your smile through the phone.
Yeah.
When I answer the phone, people are like, oh my God, you're in such good energy.
Yeah.
Why didn't they say that about you? Are you having a bad day? And if you are, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Step away go ahead and break out. Okay. Step away from the phone, go outside, get your composure. Because we all go through things personally, right?
Yeah.
Step away and then come back and let's get to it.
Yeah.
But I am one to understand personal things do happen.
Yeah.
Step away, come back, get your composure and let's go.
Yeah.
But I'll pass by all the time.
Perk up a little bit
because I don't feel it. I wouldn't buy from you.
Ooh. Okay. So before we go, is there anything else that you want to share with the audience about you or any of your businesses? And tell us when the next class is starting, and then the one after that too, just in case this is
Got you. Absolutely. So insurance adjusting classes with us happen monthly, and if an individual cannot actually attend, we do offer online classes. So we do have online platforms. Our classes happen monthly, and they're never at the same time. So you would have to go to TRY first, the number 1 stsource.com to actually check our scheduling dates, and you'll see all of the upcoming dates. So each month through the quarter, they'll be listed. So at the end or near the end of each quarter, the next quarter will go up. So every 3 or 4 months, you'll have an adjustment of quarters of class dates. As it relates to things that I want you to know, I definitely feel like insurance adjusting is something that anybody can do. You can be 18 years old out of high school. You can also be a retiree. This is a simple job depending upon which piece you decide to get into, right? Some people are in the field, some people are work office, some people work remote from home. There's a lot of different opportunities out there for you. It just really depends on what your need is. Again, we do have people that have disabilities, maybe amputees, so they don't have the field, so they're doing things from home or they're doing things from the office. So there's a lot of different opportunity out there. I will say this, a lot of people get into the industry for the earning potential.
Yeah.
I always tell people, do it. Come and learn, because at best, I'm going to also teach you how to save yourself money.
Yeah.
You may be making money, but how do you understand your own insurance policy?
Yeah.
If something happens to you, what do? So these are things that, like I tell people, you don't always come to these classes some people don't always come to actually get licensed. Some people come to just learn.
Oh, wow.
We've had people that are contractors. They're coming because they want to see how the other side processes the claims, or attorneys. They come because they want to see how the other side processes. So we get a lot of that. They want to see how this works so that they know how to better approach the situation on their end. So we get a lot of different types of people, everyone not interested in working claims, honestly.
Okay.
So I think people kind of have the misconception, if you take the class, it's like, because I want to be an adjuster, but there's so many different types of things that you can do with the license.
Okay, amazing. Tell everybody how to find you, and I guess, how to access upcoming courses.
Gotcha. So again, the website would be the best place to access classes. And then you can also register for them there, or you can call into the office at 713-737-5244 to speak with a live representative or a career counselor to help you and kind of figure out a program that would fit your needs, because we do offer several different programs. So it really would depend on what you're looking for and what your budget is, and we can help you with that. How to follow and stay connected to me. You can follow me at LeCreame Simpson-Jinks on Facebook, and LeCreame, the CEO, on Instagram. And the business you can follow on Instagram at First Source Adjuster. And on Facebook, you can follow us at First Source Adjuster School.
Okay, amazing. Well, I really appreciate you for talking to me today and for letting me come into your home. I mean, I'm not going to ask for a tour, but you guys, it is beautiful in here.
It's a work in progress.
Well, I also do interior design. An interior designer. I mean, we didn't talk about that too much. Maybe we'll have to come back and revisit that. But it looks amazing in here. It looks 12,000 times better than where I'm living. Okay, I'm just going to say that.
Hey, well, you're blessed. Look, you're living somewhere. Blessings, right? Blessings.
I live somewhere, so I'm grateful for that. So thank you for watching the Sheba Show. Again, this has been episode 2. I'm so excited to keep bringing you all of the top business owners in Houston, entrepreneurs, successful people who are scaling the right way. If you have any tips, updates, or things that you want to hear me talk about, you can send me an email at Sheba, SHEBA, at mscreativeaf.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at Muse, M-U-Z. I was going to say MS Creative AF, but that was like many years ago.
It's embedded in there.
It is, because I'm still MS Creative AF, and I thought about that today, and I was like, I've changed my name so many dang darn times. So that's probably why I'm confused. Okay, so the Instagram, again, is at MUZE brand MGMT. Okay, so if you have anything that you want to talk to me about, talk to me there. Follow me. It's my working portfolio. You can see me living my life, talking to people, going all the places, and doing great things. Okay, so thanks for watching again. This has been The Sheba Show.